Hey y'all, what's going on? It's the Coastal Critiques panel. We're back again to discuss the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's season 5, episode 16, which just so happens to be the season finale, unfortunately. But this episode was entitled Burn Books Revisited. Yeah, Burn Books Revisited. But also I see on Peacock that they had it titled When All Is Said and Done, the uncensored and extended version. So we're just going to go along with, something in between the both of those. Let's do it. And we're here.
Hey, what it do, bros?
I feel so much more normal, like filming in my normal setup this time around, because I had a great time, obviously, the last time we recorded, but I got my bearings. I know where all my stuff is now, so we're good. We're back. We're good. It's bittersweet to be, talking about this episode because it was a finale, which means we're getting closer and closer to this season being over, y'all. We still have the 3-part reunion, but
yay and yay.
I'm not disappointed, and honestly I feel like because it has been like a week, so I have seen some commentary from some different people, and I can pretty much say the general consensus is that everybody was entertained this season. This season didn't disappoint. There was no filler episodes whatsoever.
No fluffies, no fluffs.
There wasn't, and I feel like, and I said it last night when we were talking just a little bit on the phone about how this episode how there was no fillers, and we probably could have gone for like another 2 or 3 episodes. I feel like they gave us enough. There's enough left on that cutting room floor for us to have gotten at least 2 or 3 more episodes.
For real. And that's crazy because it was 16 episodes, as we are on number 16, correct? Yeah, that's crazy that it's still they still have us wanting more, because usually that doesn't happen. The only reason why it does happen, when it does happen, is at the end it gets good, and then we're like, oh man, it keeps. That's what want us to want more. It's usually like the last 2 episodes, but this whole season has gave, like you said, and it's just been like we always say, the onion layers just kept peeling and peeling and peeling and peeling, and our rookies, they showed up like Kobe did when he was a rookie. Let's be clear, okay? Let's be clear. Them babies showed up like Bronwyn said, check this out. Oh, you want me to come on the show? I'm gonna be on the show. And Brittany, just being Brittany, just showed up for the show. Like, she just she's so effortless in the things that she is, because she's such almost a ball of nerves, which is almost kind of good in this kind of setting. So, you never know what's going to come out of her mouth, what she's going to say. It's going to be funny, like a double take, like, what's this girl, what? And, you just never know what you're going to get with Brittany. So kudos to them rookies. I enjoyed them very much so. So I'll be looking forward for them to be coming back. And sis, I am so glad you did say that Peacock and Bravo have 2 different, for whatever reason, some of the titles are a little different. So on mine, because I watch it on Bravo, mine differs from what my sis says. So when she said, as I did the same thing when she sent me the broadcast, for us to broadcast today, and your title was there, and I was like,
well, I didn't, not to cut you off.
Like, so I'm looking, Burn Books Revisited. I said,
which one did you have down?
I have the other one. I have when it's all said and done.
That might be that might have been my. What was
yours says Burn Book Revisited. That's what your title. We're on your. Well, I'm on your page right now.
Sometimes
but on my channel it's gonna say the other one. And I think the last time that we were together, we had 2 different ones. So when you literally when we come on, of course, you know, the screen is what it is. My sis tell y'all while we here, then she tells the title. And so last week when you said the title, I was like, huh? That's not what my title said.
And I'm here and I'm like, wait, but it's like my notes had I guess the Peacock title, and then but the actual title, the streamer or whatever, is something different. So that's why I was like, I didn't even notice until I was saying it to you guys. But nonetheless, and hey Kimmy, what's going on? We got all of our faves up in here. As Kimmy said, the extended version was fire. It was.
I'm so mad. That's what my sister told me yesterday. She's like, did you see the extended version? Because it's more, I guess we get like maybe 10, 15 more minutes added to that. So we get about between 42 and 48 minutes. You guys telling me y'all got a full 60 minutes on Peacock. So I didn't order it last night. I forgot that I've been trying to switch my stuff over and I haven't did it yet. But I'm so mad. So hopefully you get to tell me some things that I don't know. And hello, Kimmy.
You'll have to tell me what because I like I said, I still haven't watched the Bravo version, so I don't even know what was extended and what wasn't. This was just the episode to me.
Right.
So we'll definitely compare and contrast, y'all. And if you do get the opportunity to watch the extended, definitely do, because you know, the cuss words, they hit different. There's a lot more explanations behind some conversations and stuff. So just FYI. Hey Kevin, missed you too. Missed you guys all the time, and that sucks because our time is coming to an end, and then I'm really gonna miss you guys. Like, sucks. Hey Ken. The Peacock version of the episode is better than what was. Yeah, it gave a little extra, and I'm glad that we got that, especially from this franchise, because as you were saying before, usually by now, as things have been standing pretty much for a lot of the other franchises, we kind of get bored towards the end, do we not? Like, we kind of, like, you know, start to fall off. I can think of the last couple of seasons of Jersey, of do we feel that way about Dubai? I don't remember, but I think we did.
Not the end. We fell off the end. Like,
yeah, because it started to drag, and everybody was there was a lot of people I feel like that started to fall off. We obviously, you know, thugged it out, and
we did, because what I remember is that I wasn't excited about the people that were falling out. That's what I do. So that was not that it was exciting. I was just like, no. A lot
of them are good for falling off towards the end, y'all. You have to be you got to be real about this. But this season definitely brought us back to that real good Housewives feel, that old school, just okay, everybody was doing what needed to be done, things that need to be said were being said. The production of it all, it gave. So I have to give the girls their flowers.
Even when they were separate talking, they were still right with each other talking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they weren't too far away from where you couldn't like get a hint of, oh, she's still mad at me, she gave me these eyes, or she over there talking to Heather, so I know she over there still mad. Like, you could feel the tension a little bit. It was just different. So for anybody that did not watch, it's your first time being with us, of course, hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. But make sure you go back, because, you know, this might be your first time here, or whatever the case may be. And we hit every one of these episodes, and like we said, it was the gift that kept on giving. That's all.
No, for real, y'all. And thank you for reminding me. We just this is how excited we are to talk about it. We forgot all the greetings, and, you know, didn't tell you guys, you know, the rules over here, which happen to include the fact that we are streaming from both of our channels. So hit the like button on both our channels, y'all. Subscribe to both of our channels. Don't forget, we can keep the conversation going in the comment section below once we conclude this live.
Playback gang.
Yes. Shout out to the Playback gang, and also share us with your people near and far. I don't think has there been anything else that I was going to say, has there been anything else that happened in the world that we need to make mention of before.
Yeah, I was, but not that. I was just waiting for you to get to Auntie Bernice.
I'm not bringing up that.
I was just waiting for you to get to Auntie Bernice so I can say hello and that I loved her and I missed her and I thought about her the whole game of Detroit. My heart was with you guys. I was so sad. I was in a house of people that was rooting for Washington and I was the only lone lioness in the building. And so, with that being said, yes. Football is still going on, and that's what's going on in the world. Like, we're getting ready for the Super Bowl. So, well, we're getting ready for the championship game first, and then Super Bowl. So, yes, never mind all this other stuff that we really need to not talk about.
Like, something big could happen, but like, it's not anything that I want to shine light on because there's people that I just don't care to talk about. Yeah, we're just gonna keep it moving.
They tell you if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Let's go.
So I'm be pretty quiet the next 4 years. Anyway, hey, Auntie Bernice, already getting us started in the comment section, already letting us know how you feel. We expect nothing less from you. So thank you.
Not absolutely not.
Yes, and yes, gotta love Peacock. Definitely gotta love Peacock. Yes, they did, Auntie Bernice. And yes, thank you. So that's everybody who is watching the bushes as well. But let's get into it.
I'm throwing those back up.
Okay, so y'all, this episode began with some bomb editing, as I said before. As per usual, we have Heather. She's giving us the narration. You know, she's kind of like they automatically kind of make her, I feel like, the face of the franchise when they put her in this particular role of being, you know, the narrator. But I have to give her props on it. She does it well. I'll give her that much.
You know, she's an author now. Give it to her. You know, she's authoring now. So with her third book, so you know, she's probably doing the voice. So you know, the when you have to do your read along or whatever. You know, she's getting good at this. So yeah, let the girl have it. Let the girl have it, girl. Just let her have it. And hey, cousin, go ahead, let her have it.
Guys, hey, cousin. I guess I'll let her get that off, y'all. But we're seeing her narrating. We're seeing all the ladies, like there's behind the scenes getting mic'd up for their confessionals. It's giving, very much behind the scenes. We've got the thriller music playing. You already know it's really building up the scene, y'all. And we're seeing different, clips and popping in on different scenes throughout the season, really trying to just bring it on home here. It's very ominous tone. She's speaking of friendships and the trials and tribulations that they've experienced and had to endure this season. She says, even your closest friends can cut you. Okay, Heather. And
she should know. You love to cut Whitney. Yeah. You love to cut Whitney when she ain't looking. You like to cut your cousin. Go ahead.
Which, I mean, that stood out to me because that can mean a lot of different things. Obviously, y'all, that can, correspond to a lot of different people in this group. So again, she really was setting the stage and everything that she was laying down in this opener part of the episode. But then in real time, y'all, we're seeing a dinner conversation that turns into like a screaming match, which is like, it's giving us, a little bit of foreshadowing. We're going to find out like, okay, something, we love our dinner scenes. We love our dinner scenes in Housewives. And I feel like going back to what we were saying in the beginning, that this franchise does it really good with just giving us that classic. We love a good classic screaming match. We love when the tables get shaken up a little bit. And we definitely got that in this episode, y'all. But anyway, then it quickly pans to the producers and they're asking, the ladies, do they think that there's any road back at this point? And everybody's kind of looking like, so I'm like, okay, where are we going? Like, what is about to happen? What is about to happen is we see 24 hours earlier, we're in Puerto Vallarta, day 4, y'all, and we pop in on none other than Ms. Meredith Marks. And I actually have a picture of her. And this is how she's looking. This is exactly how she's looking, y'all. So, we love a good Meredith Marks moment. We love to, she doesn't give us a lot as far as her storylines, y'all, but she's going to come through and give us a moment. So
always,
This wasn't
Me and
planned.
my sister, it don't make no sense. We didn't plan this, y'all. This is not planned.
This wasn't planned, but
Mine is smeary. Hold on, y'all. Like literally, I got up and said, "Oh yeah, mine is right there side my bed."
literally.
Right. Let me get up, and then I know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get my thing to refocus, but I look up and see my sister with.
No, we had to give it.
Oh gosh, I can't with you.
To. And I feel like this is why we really love this show, because they give us so many different moments to poke fun at. And as Kevin said, yes, extra for no reason. That is very much Meredith Marks. Right. And honestly, I've said it throughout this entire season. I feel like that she can go. She's not giving. Why are you here? But at the same time, when we get these little moments with her, it reminds me like, okay, this is why we have Meredith around. Like she doesn't give us a lot over in this area, but when she needs to come through and give us moments like, this, as well as moments like, this, like there's just it really feeds my soul, y'all. But anyway, we find out that she scratched her cornea. Ooh. And yeah, that's pretty rough.
The worst. That is, you probably did it in her sleep, and that's the worst to wake up with her.
This is why she has the Louis Vuitton sleeping mask pirate situation going on. And when Heather joins her, we know that things between them left off with Meredith going, into her room and yelling and being so upset about how Heather was, coming at her the night before when they came in for dinner. And we know that in that moment, all Heather wanted to do was get to the bottom of whether or not there's been recording devices planted in Meredith's room. So Heather's like, you've never yelled at me like that before. Like, hello? I don't think I deserve that. And Meredith, she does also feel like that wasn't deserved, or that wasn't something that she normally would give off. But in the moment, that's what she gave off, because she feels like nobody in the group really takes her serious unless she is yelling or getting beside herself. And again, Heather's whole thing is, they're friends. There's no reason for her to yell at her like that. That just derailed the plans entirely. And Meredith does actually apologize in the extended version that I saw. I think, was that the same? Oh, you didn't see it? I heard that was different. Where did it end up?
It didn't. She didn't apologize. They didn't show her apologizing, but they did show Heather thanking her for apologizing. But the way they showed it, it made it seem like Meredith didn't take full accountability. And then it went to, well, thank you. But how Heather's sarcastic. So it made it seem like she was being sarcastic to Meredith for not apologizing. So in my mind, the apology wasn't real. And so I thought that Heather was being funny, like, okay, well, thank you for apologizing, more so than Meredith's apology itself. So there was a hit and miss depending on what you saw. That's the way I interpret it. Now, everybody else, just like the Bible, can interpret it a totally different way. When I saw it, I didn't hear an apology. I think I even put in my notes, Meredith was okay, so in my notes, I put Meredith was right for asking those questions and trying to get down to the bottom of it while she was asking Heather. Meredith agrees there was a long pause, and Heather says she accepts her apology. That's what I put in my notes. There was a long pause, and then Heather says, I accept your apology. And Meredith says, thank you. And so it was like kind of weird because I didn't hear an official apology. So go back to what you were saying. You said there wasn't an apology.
No, it wasn't. When I say she gave her an apology, it wasn't really like a heartfelt, I feel like, taking ownership apology, as much as it was like she recognized how she came off and that she yelled at her. But it was really the main focus of Meredith speaking up in that moment, I feel like, was to really focus on the fact that she had to get beside herself because they only listen to her when she gets like that, whatever. I feel like that's the main focus she was trying to make in that moment, more so than really taking true accountability and sitting in the boat of, yes, I'm sorry for yelling at you and et cetera, et cetera. It wasn't genuine apology.
Well, for me, two things can be true. You say this all the time. Two things can be true. At the same time, Heather, you were in the wrong for what you were saying to her, and then you tried to sweep it under the rug real quick, and then you tried to make it seem like, well, you messed up for fun, you know. I mean, you messed up what I had going on. We was gonna go look for you already looked for the bug. You look for the bug, you look for the mic, and you look for and you asked everybody at the damn around the table. So what fun was we about to have going into the room to go look again at the same places you already looked? What are you doing? That was a deflection, Heather. And yeah, Meredith was wrong for yelling at you, but she's not wrong for why she's yelling at you. She's yelling at you because she want to know what hell you brought this up at this time, and now you want to go look at something, go divert and go look at something. I'm trying to find out what you was talking about. What were you saying about me and Lisa, and you know, you know, they didn't cheat because I don't want to use that, but the insinuation or allegedly y'all had cheated. So like literally you were trying to skip to Malou. You can't do that. And you, instead of letting Meredith just apologize for yelling at you and we're friends and we're better than that, why didn't you come clean and say, you know what? You were right I understand why you were yelling. I did throw something at you that should have been a little bit more elaborated, but you don't want to do that because that's going to bring attention to you and what you said. That's what I'm thinking. Could be wrong, but Meredith, I'm with Kev. No apology. And I don't think she gave one because she don't think she's wrong. When you think that if I'm trying to find some information out from you and you're going back and forth with me, I'm going to get loud. See how I got loud? I'm going to get loud because I'm trying to get some information. So that's going to happen. So me yelling at you ain't got nothing to do with why I'm yelling. Let's go back to why I'm yelling. I'm yelling because I'm trying to figure out what you said to me in this court. Can you take accountability for what you said to me in the court? And can you elaborate about it? Now, if you can't do that, what am I saying I'm sorry for? There's no sorry to be said right here. So in this, I don't think Meredith even owed anybody an apology at this time. And yelling at, you know, y'all already know we like Meredith like this. We like Meredith a little unhinged. We do. We do.
Yeah, sure do. You know,
hey, Meredith, stay winning.
Hey, you know, Meredith's going to be extra when she, whenever she can. It wasn't an apology at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, we had to have the props ready, Karen. It was couldn't miss the opportunity. Yes, Heather was in the wrong, trying to skirt past it real quick. She couldn't play the victim role completely with sunglasses. Heather was playing Switzerland. Exactly. She does not think she's wrong. Meredith belongs on a soap opera. Yeah, she really does. I think that might be her calling.
That really could be. Like literally, she is literally dramified, and soap opera would be great for her. Be slow talking, be the next Erica Kane, if you will. I don't know, but like, do your thing, girl. You got it.
But that was pretty much it for that scene, y'all. So then we see Heather sending out a text to all of the ladies. Wait, what did the text say? I think I wrote it down.
She had 2 fun activities booked for them. Oh, I don't know if that's what the.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, like she has 2 fun activities, and the first one is a tribute to Lisa lunch. And she wanted all the ladies to meet up in her room.
Yeah. So we all see the ladies start to file out, and they're, you know, in their ode to Lisa get-ups, y'all. And I mean, well, I can ask you guys that in a second, but Heather says her reasoning behind coordinating the Lisa tribute event or whatever is because Lisa has been doing such a great job hosting them. And, you know, even though she doesn't like themes, this is a great way for her to, you know, get her flowers, so to speak, from them. And because Lisa, or yeah, I thought Lisa has said in the past that she hated themes, but then I thought they like caught her on a lie when it comes to that. Like, I feel like she said that, but then I feel like she also had themed events.
No, I think she wasn't really a big team player when they went to Palm Springs when they had to redo the makeup and stuff. I think she likes to be in her Lisa getup, being Lisa. Like, I don't care what it is, let her be comfortable, part down the middle, straight, silky. Now her hair be silky, hair be on point, but she likes her look. So if she has to get dressed up into some kind of theme, that throws her look off. So now she's like, oh, now I got to impersonate somebody else. No, that ain't my thing. But because she's Lisa, she was like, no, she can't even be mad at this theme because this theme is her. So it made more sense for her to like it no matter what. And I mean, now, would she got down if this was a Meredith theme party? Probably not. Yes or no? Let's go with Whitney. Would she have got down if this was a Whitney theme party? Probably not. She probably wouldn't want to wear a blonde wig. She probably wouldn't want to wear a little bob. She would, it would have been a problem. This is why I hate him. And we would have had a whole little pissy fit around it, and she would have had a little tantrum about it. And that's something that Lisa does. And I'm not mad at that because she's just comfortable being Lisa. And that's it. And that's all. The Lisa she is every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was hung over with, oh,
oh, your new tattoos.
Oh, yeah. That's why I have this on, y'all. Don't think I'm trying to be sexy. I mean, I can be sexy. Sexy is a mindset anyway, but you can dress sexy too. But yeah, my daughter just gave me my 5 butterflies. It's for my kids. So she's going to do my flower. She's going to redo my flower. She didn't do my flower. I got this flower done when I was pregnant with my baby, with my youngest. So yeah, so it's 5 butterflies from my oldest to my youngest. Then I ran out of room for my youngest to be down there. So I've had to put him next to my oldest because they were born on the same day. So they're like twins, 18 years apart. So that's why it's like that. But thank you for noticing. I love them so much. I can't wait for her to finish. Girl, that wasn't so much. I've been going through a lot of things. So I told my daughter, give me the pain right now so I could just channel the energy real quick. So yeah, these right here, up in here, over here. Child. Okay, let's get off me, y'all.
Her hair is stringy and thin.
You know what? But it looks really, really silky. And the only reason I really, really say that is because, yeah, sometimes the Caucasians can have, stringy hair, and it can look really stringy and not look like Pantene commercial hair or Walla Boston. Y'all. So let's go with the Walla Boston hair. Y'all don't even know. But anyway, I know Auntie Bernice know. But what I'm saying is, when she was on Andy's show after the show, he went to go touch her hair, and whoever was sitting there, they both touched her hair. And even when they lifted it up, I was like, yeah, that's some silky. That's some nice silky hair. Now, thin as pie, could add some tracks, put some volume in it, make some volume in it, put some waves in it, make it a little fluffier. I don't know, but you can tell she's thinning at the top too. So because she wears that hair parted and does the same thing, her hair is going to thin out a lot.
That's Lisa for you, y'all.
Like literally.
Not gonna, she's always gonna give Lisa no matter what.
No matter what.
Heather was kissing up to her queen. That was it. Stroking her little girl. Yeah, that's what I wanted to actually say when I said that, Heather. Text. Like, I don't know about y'all, but for me, excuse me, she was definitely giving it definitely gave like high school Mean Girls, let's kiss up to like the popular cheerleader. Like, of course I would leave it to Heather to come up with a theme like this, because we know that Lisa is just like, I feel like she has a shrine in her closet to play like tribute to Lisa. That's just, she's the bee's knees. So I wasn't surprised that Heather wanted to come up with something like that, but they all were, team players. I will give the ladies that.
Heather, even Mary, y'all, even Mary, like when Mary did it, and even when she walked up to her, she said, I love that. I said, Mary, you better show up and show out and earn a check and do what you've been missing doing, because I literally did not even like you. Not that I didn't like you, I just misunderstood you. And I understand you so much more this season. That, Lord, thank you for pulling through for me. Thank you once again, Mary. Like, kudos to Mary. She showed up, and you had a lot going on, Mary. So literally, you did that. You did it. So yeah, even Mary doing it. And Heather. I mean, not Heather, Whitney. I feel like I was giving Whitney her kudos. I really was. I was like, look at Whitney, go Whitney. We know you can't stand Lisa, Whitney. But I saw them tags before we even walked to the thing. I don't know if y'all did. But I saw them tags before we even got to the table.
I already knew where we were going with that as soon as I saw the tags, y'all.
Lisa hugged her. I said, Lisa, you didn't feel the tags, then, girl.
Apparently not, y'all. But again, everybody is like coming out in their Lisa's best, y'all. And when Lisa comes out, like, she comes out last, she's like, where's everybody at? Hey, what's going on? And when she sees them, she's like, literally her face just right there, speechless. They're all like, I love it, giving, their Lisa is
baby gorgeous.
Hey, baby gorgeous. Lisa's favorite things that she says.
Hey, somebody should have busted out with a Wendy burger. That's what.
Oh my God, yeah.
Everything should have been Wendy's. That should have went to Wendy's for lunch.
They should have flew some Wendy's in there or something. So she's at a loss for words. And Meredith said, like, even in the 10 plus years that they've known each other, she's never seen Lisa speechless like this, y'all. She's at a complete loss for words, but she is, she's flattered. She loves it. She even gives kudos to Whitney, even though she has on 3-year-old Tom Ford pants. This was everything to her. And as they're walking out, I think it was Mary who was like, don't call me Lisa or whatever. And Bronwyn was like, okay, we'll call you Mary then. Again, I think that everybody was a good sport. This is where we first see the tags or whatever. But
wait, before we move on to that, Lisa did say this is the best of all the ladies look. Go ahead.
Yes.
I was like, what? Lisa, sit down.
All looked. I mean, I think for the most part, but it looked okay or whatever. I was confused by Brittany's outfit. I just felt like it wasn't really giving like beach. She had like this flannel shirt on and like these boots, and it just, I don't know. Maybe that was never gonna be Lisa traveling outfit. I don't know, but I just looked a little out of place for me. Anyway, but they all then head out to a restaurant. This is where we see Lisa saying, like, yeah, she has a reservation for 8 Lisas.
8 Lisas.
Gorgeous. And they were doing that, constantly, even when the waiter was taking their orders. Didn't really seem very amused by that. I probably wouldn't be amused either. Like, okay, can you guys just order? Like, I'm over.
He probably don't understand a lot of English, and he's like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
Just completely language barrier. I don't.
I know food orders. Don't get up in here talking about I love that. Baby gorgeous. He probably, what are you?
That's it. But the Lisa Barlow tribute lunch includes impersonations by the ladies. So one by one, they all give their, best Lisa impersonation. Who did you think though? Like overall, who did you think gave the best look impersonation? Who was like the most spot on with their Lisa tribute?
I really feel like Bronwyn did the best because she did take a lot of pictures. She said how many pictures she had in her thing when she was talking to Monica last year, and I can't remember the number. I have a lot of pictures too. I'm a selfie too. I love selfies. I hate to ask people to take pictures of me, so I'm a selfie girl too. But I like Bronwyn thing. Like I literally like the way Bronwyn did hers. I think they all did pretty well until we got to Whitney, because I still don't remember ever that girl ever having no tags hanging out of nothing, or even saying she gonna take some tags back or any of that. But hey, y'all hang out more than I have with y'all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who did you like?
I thought Bronwyn did really well for me, and probably I guess probably Bronwyn or Whitney. Yeah, I think they all overall did well. And I feel like this just shines light on the fact that for a lot of us, you know, other people, we probably would have been a little perturbed, a little like put down by, you know, the impersonations that Lisa was receiving. Like if somebody was to impersonate me and that's what they were giving, I'd be like, wow, I am definitely far removed from reality. I am definitely super shallow. But this just goes to show y'all that this is just truly who Lisa is. Like she is truly how she appears. And I feel like she wasn't put off by it, because that's just who she is. She's authentically shallow, authentically superficial, authentically materialistic. And that's fine. That's fine as long as you own it, right? As long as you own it, I can't knock it. Do you? That wouldn't be me, but do you?
Hey, wait, before you go on for that, we're gonna answer that too, but I was about to say something about because I started moving through my thing and I didn't want to. Oh, I know what I want to say. I was gonna say, I wonder why they didn't do a roast instead, but instead of like, because like what I did, me and my friends, we do that. Like one of my girlfriends, one of her birthdays, she was like, I want y'all to do a roast. And I was still working at the hair salon. So I did the best roast of her because I had spent the most time with her. And so I'm talking shit how she do when she talked to her clients or behind, you know, whatever she's doing or moving their head or because she's a little rough. So I had her down pat. Now, my girlfriend had a good time. Some people understand that this is what we see or whatever. And I just feel like when it came to Lisa, she was okay with them what she knows to be facts. Like, oh yeah, you know, I was gonna get the what it was, the G-Wagon or whichever I got the Range Rover. I was gonna get the G-Wagon, whichever way, whoever got whichever car. But I said like she liked that. She liked I got, you know, the 60 ring. I got $60,000 rings, and you know how many rings I got. She liked the way all that sounds to her. But when you go to say something that's real that might hit the core a little different, Lisa is not going for that. Hence why when Whitney, even let's just say Whitney was just poking fun at her. Why you gotta get so mad at her? I understand you don't like Whitney, but you literally was ready to take the girl's head off, which means one, you can't take a joke about yourself. Two, even if she would have elaborated on it, you wasn't gonna hear from it regardless, because to you like, girl, that ain't me. So you literally gotta be careful and know the person that you're poking fun at can take it, Heather, or whoever thought to do that. I forgot who brought up to do your impersonation. I think it was Heather. You got to be careful because, you know, Lisa's not the best friend. Just because you brown nosing for her don't mean everybody else is. So got to be careful. Pay attention to the room. And as far as Love and Hip Hop, I have never did a Love and Hip Hop recap for any of them because love and Hip Hop. That's one of my really, really, like, you know, I'm a woman of a particular age. I shouldn't even be watching that stuff, but it's still so good to me because I just can't stop. I'm a very addict about it. So I've been contemplating, thinking about it because this the one where they're in London right now is cool. Miami is too ratchet for me. I just gotta watch them. I can't watch them because I don't want none of them people trying to come for me or say something to me because I'm from California and you from Miami, and I know you guys, from Florida, y'all do things different. I do things different, so I don't want to get into it. And none of them, my Atlanta people, I don't really care about them like that. Like I can get into it with y'all because I got some Southern in me too, so that don't bother me. But when it comes to Florida, They hit a little different. So I wouldn't want to offend none of them. But I had thought about it with the one that them in London right now. So but my sister, I don't even know if my sister even watched that show anymore. I know you, I'm sure you did.
I had maybe like 2 or 3 seasons back, I had began reviewing Atlanta and Miami, but I just fell off. It just got to be a little much for me. Yeah, not in a good way. I can always, do a little ratchet like that. That doesn't turn me off at all, y'all. But it just wasn't the same for me anymore. So I had to fall off of that. But definitely appreciate you asking.
Mm-hmm.
You did the best for me.
She did.
Yeah.
She does eat Taco Bell too.
She can kick rocks with no socks. Oh my gosh. Y'all are too
Kevin, tell us how you really feel.
I noticed television in high definition and Lisa's skin looks saggy and wrinkled, ew. But on Watch What Happens Live, looks like she has gotten some Botox and filler. Yeah, I did notice. And I mean, lighting has a lot to do with it. Makeup, application, like there's a lot that goes into those different, how you are presented. But
I and Meredith both have bad skin.
Did look a little. It's hit or miss with her. Like sometimes I feel like she looks exactly like that, and then other times I'm like, oh, okay, Lisa looks great or whatever.
I mean, I'm sure she wears makeup, so I'm sure. We know she does. She says she got a glam squad that comes to her every day. Because if she didn't, we literally can see the red spots in her and Meredith when they went to go get that facial or whatever they had got done. I was looking at their skin like, whoa. And I think me and Meredith are the same age. Lisa's a little bit younger than me, or maybe by like 2 years, but still, my skin look better than both of theirs. I'm like,
we all age differently, y'all. And I think for her, she's carrying it a lot around. Yeah, it definitely shines through sometimes. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets a little, facelift. Yeah, a little bit
like this.
A little bit of a little tuck behind the ears and stuff like that in a season or two. I wouldn't put it past her. Go back to has a lot. I mean, I like to think she plays into it for the show, obviously, but I want to say that she's not eating that for every meal every single day, because if she is,
she's eating that 20 out of 30 days.
I mean, I've watched her order though, so that's the thing. I've watched her order things that I'm like, oh, that's actually way more healthier than I think that she would eat. So
I'm not saying
even in this episode, but I say that to say, so a lot of times, y'all, they obviously with the ladies, they play into these stereotypes, they play into these characterizations and stuff like that on these shows.
Didn't she get a commercial though?
She doesn't, but do I truly believe that she's sitting here doing that every day, all day? No, I don't.
No, I'm not saying all day. Now let's go back.
Yeah,
she picks her son up from school. That lady is not cooking for her son. She's not getting off making no hot dogs like Meredith says she's gonna do for her kids.
I don't think she probably has like a meal service. Honestly,
that's what I just feel like she eats Wendy more often than she says she does. Now she eats out for dinner a lot. Now I'm not saying I don't know if the girl can eat good. I know she going to get steak and lobsters and whatever she likes to go eat. I'm not saying that, but I think as an older woman, the age that she is, she eats more fast food than she should at that age. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I definitely think it's a weekly thing. She's it's not like every other. Definitely eating it maybe a couple times a week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And all that plays into it, y'all. I don't ever see her talking about working out or doing anything like that. So all these things definitely are, not going to be good on the skin and your body. And gravity is going to start to take over. Hey, Yvette, what's going on?
We love you, girl.
Well, Lisa,
good darn well.
No, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it wouldn't roast worthy, because the stuff that you would naturally roast a person on, which are some of the things I feel like they were kind of poking fun at in this impersonation or whatever. There's still things that someone like me, I would be like, oh God, like, but she actually takes them as compliments. I feel like there's a disconnect there, Lisa.
I see what you're saying. I got that. I get that. Cause I'm still like, I don't know. Cause I am sensitive about my kids. I don't want to be told that I'm like, if I like literally, I'm this type of person. And I can't stand it. Like if I see somebody roasting me, I'm gonna give you the reason why I act the way I'm doing, what I do want to do. Like, and so I'm gonna probably be like, yeah, I do that. But I'm gonna tell you why I do that, because y'all get on my nerve. That's why. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. So that's what my friend was doing. Like, she just laughed it off. She wasn't like, I do that. She like, girl, I do it, and y'all got me down pat, like to a T. Like some things is just like that's who you are, and people got it down pat. When my kids make fun of me, I laugh. It's funny. Like they got me down pat. They know me better than anybody. They see me at my worst, my best, everything. So when they make fun of me, I just laugh and be like, I can't stand y'all. Go in your room. Like get away from me.
Shout out.
See, shout out to you. Okay, I didn't even know. And that's why, and it's funny because I always say, like, I think I said this in Bonnie's chat recently. I was like, yeah, Florida, they don't play. I ain't mess with them Florida people like that. And because I ain't trying to go back and forth with none of them. She was like, I'll say it for you. They are different. Da, da, da. I was like, yo, you can do it because y'all ratchet too. New Orleans, y'all got the ratchet these too. So when she said it, I just laughed because I'm like, I'm not built like I'm not the read off queen. Like I hate to say it, I'm more 2 words and I'm probably gonna pop you in your mouth. Like that's just how I've been. Like that's just I grew up in Inglewood. Like I literally grew up in Inglewood, and like literally that's what happens. Like there wasn't a lot of talk. I wasn't for a lot of talk. I have sisters. I don't beat my sisters up. I'm the oldest. I've never been a bully to my sisters, but I don't have a lot of time to go back and forth with you. I'm not gonna do it with you. I'm gonna either shut you down or we gonna fight. This is one of the two. Like I don't have it. I don't know how to do that. I wish I did sometimes though, because sometimes I be like, dang, you're wordsmith. Like, dang, the first thing I call my mouth is bitch. Like that's the be what. Like, because like my brain ain't even ready to go like that. My brain says, hey, you get into it. Oh, get your hands ready. That's what my brain say. My brain don't say get your mouth ready. It don't do that. My brain say, oh, y'all get into it. All right, get your hands ready. Get your defense ready. My brain clicks to that. I don't like that. I'm just saying that's what it does. For people that can get it, I really feel like them Florida people, y'all know how to, real quick. What's up, Sweet Pea?
Hey. What's going on? Meredith is in her 50s, right? Lisa in her late 40s. Yeah,
right. I think me and Meredith are the same age.
She has a terrible.
I believe me and Meredith are the same age. I'm 52. I'll be 53 this year, and I think Meredith is 52. And I'll be 53 this year as well.
I don't know. I don't know if I would trust anything that like if Lisa even said she was cooking for me. I don't even know if I would trust it. Like, I just don't see her in that type of setting, which is it's fine, y'all. That's not even a read because like some people just don't cook. That and I
didn't have to. Some people didn't have to. They didn't have to.
Don't desire the want to cook, which is fine. Half the time I cook, I don't want to do it, but people got to eat. So I get it, but no, I don't see her being. I think it's a show kitchen. A roast is funny. Unsided battle rap. She freaked out with the swingers comment. You know, she would cry and want to sue Lecter.
When we get to that comment, and when she went on a deep end, child, I told you, Meredith is 52. I know we're the same age. That's why I couldn't believe it. And me and Mary are the same age. Okay, there we go. Mary and Meredith are the same age because Mary is 1 day younger than me. Mary's birthday is the day after mine. Born the same year.
Okay, y'all. So finally, wrapping up this tribute. Yeah, I'm laughing at Kimmy too. We feel you, Kimmy. We feel you.
Kimmy, I love you.
But to close off these impersonations, yes, Whitney hops up. And again, I wish I had the picture, y'all, because I don't. But she hops up and she turns around. She's doing her little thing. And when she turns around, Lisa's like, oh, hold up. You left your tags. Your tags are showing. Like, oh, my God. And Whitney's like, oh, yeah, I know. It's because I have to return it when we get back. And Lisa's like, okay, yeah, that's not me. I see. She clocks it. Like at first she was like, and she clocks it. And this is where they begin to go back and forth too. And Whitney's like, you know, yeah, I heard that you like to, you know, return your clothes pretty much. That's the rumor. And you portray yourself as one way when you're really, a lot faker than, what it seems. And so Lisa, of course, she's like, yeah, no, absolutely not. Again, they're going back and forth. Whitney winds up telling Lisa to shut the F up and listen to her. I really love when Whitney tells Lisa to shut the F up. I do. It's so funny. And Lisa claims that Whitney has lied on everything she's, ever cared about. And she's done with her. She, tried to give her grace in this situation, and she basically blew it with this whole tag insinuation, y'all. And thankfully, or I shouldn't say thankfully, for whatever reason, y'all, Brittany decided to crane her neck over to Lisa and tell her how she's been the most, realist one to her, or the most loyal one. I think is what she said, the most loyal one. So, Brittany, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm glad that
Mary gathered her real quick.
Mary, leaned in to say, girl, what are you even talking about? Like, you shouldn't even be the one talking. And just because people are cool on your ass right now because they got tipsy. Yeah, I didn't forget. Pull. And of course, Brittany, she's like, oh yeah. She don't know what to say. She didn't expect that. She can't go toe to toe with.
Why did you look just like her? Oh my God.
She thought she was going to get that off. Brittany did, because she broke the awkward silence, y'all, by saying that. And Mary, like, she's not going to let it happen on her watch. And I was glad.
You know why she does that? Because she's been forbidden to do an announcement. So she has to get in when she fits in real quick.
Yes. And she really did try to do that. And so Mary, she had to let her know in her confessional that, Brittany, like, don't come for me. Don't come for me. You don't want it with me. This is not the door that you want to be knocking on, because I'm going to come back. I'm going to come out kicking, and you're not going to like it. Meredith, she had jumped in too to kind of check Brittany on this one, because Brittany's talking about how she's, everybody's so upset. She's so pissed off at everybody. And Meredith's like, you're pissed off at everybody? How are you pissed off at everybody when you're the one that, committed this offense? And Brittany's like, well, Mary, you were actually recording out the window too. So, So how do we feel about Brittany jumping in on that one? Like, how did I? In this moment, I didn't understand why she decided to do that, other than the fact that she's trying to solidify her spot on next season. Which, if that's the case, then by all means, girl, do what you got to do. But I just love how Brittany, she's really trying to show, I feel like, her allegiance to Lisa and get in on the quote unquote winning team. I hope she knows what she's bargaining for, though. I hope she knows that who she's trying to hold her allegiance with, and that Lisa's not a friend to anybody. So just how Lisa is getting into it with the Whitneys and this person and Bronwyns and stuff like that, that could easily be you, Brittany. So just want to make sure you're clear on that one.
I think a couple of things was going on in Brittany's head in that moment. One, for some reason, she saw Lisa as a victim, because I think she thought that Lisa was being attacked by Whitney. And so she thought in this moment, well, remember when I was playing victim and I ran away and Lisa and Angie came to me? I better come to Lisa's, and I'm being Brittany. I better come to Lisa's. I better come to her rescue, because I want her to know that I think that she's loyal, and I want her to think that I'm loyal. So I better use the word loyal when I talk about her. And so I'm going to take this moment. I'm just going to jump out there. No announcements. I'm just going to do it. And this is what I get. Girl, if you don't, Brittany, don't ever do that again, because quickly it turned right back to you. It quickly turned right back to you, because it wasn't your moment. And don't try and steal moments. Like, literally just keep reading the room. You're still a rookie. It's okay. Wait for your sophomore year to start doing all the extra dumb. I'm like the the stuff that you're doing now, quit inserting yourself. It just doesn't make sense for you to do that. But I do think that she thought that in this moment she was coming to Lisa's defense because Lisa came to her defense or came chasing after her in that moment. And I do want to go back to one other thing, that tag situation. Lisa, you thought it was all fun and games and was cute when you were in your confessional talking about Lisa, everybody looks good, but Whitney had on those 3-year-old Tom Ford pants. Remember, she's being you. So literally she's telling you the one wear the 3-year-old Tom Ford pants. I don't care if the Tom Ford pants are 3, 4, 10 years old, if they brand new and they smell good and they clean. What's the problem? Like, y'all kill me with that stuff. Y'all kill me. Just same way y'all who had it off the runway and who brought it off out of a store. Who cares? You don't wear the outfit and say where you wore it from or got it from, how much you paid for, and all this other shit. Nobody cares. You either wear it and look good or you don't. Like, y'all be putting emphasis on stuff that don't make sense. It really don't. But yeah, that's how I felt about Brittany. Anybody, and you guys in the confession chat, what they say?
Ooh, I can't even say Meredith ages like a banana because Meredith is good. If you haven't noticed, y'all, Meredith be looking different too, and she looks completely indescribable. I feel like at times, and like these filtered Instagram pictures and stuff like that. I'd be like, who is that? Who is? Oh,
Meredith.
Yeah, she don't be looking like Meredith either.
That's what she said.
She's quick to do a little. Her freaking plastic surgery receipt. Covering his daughter. Yes, this was so funny to me too, because
I don't do that.
We have the man covering his daughter's ears. Everybody's like, because they're really going at it, especially like I said before when Whitney's telling. Isn't this when Lisa jumped up and was like, take that wig off too? Lisa jumps up. She tries to motion to snatch the wig off. They're going back and forth again, y'all. And once Meredith jumped in to clock Brittany as well, this was kind of the final straw where Meredith then, Meredith is good for disengaging, and disengage is exactly what she did, which then caused Brittany to get up from the table. And she has a whole Karen meltdown moment, and she's like goes off, tries to speed dial, call Jared, and it was actually Lisa, Angie, and Heather that go after her. There was no hesitation in Angie's movements, and for that reason, Mary is thrown off because she's like, did she not just hear her accuse me? Try to counter accuse me of stuff, and I don't appreciate her just going off. Like, let Heather, like, let somebody else do it. Angie, why are you getting up to run off after her? Like, I'm your friend. Mary clocks that. She didn't like it at all. And as they're checking on Brittany, it was really to no avail, if you ask me. They try to calm her nerves and everything, and from there, Heather's like, oh, well, we actually have a ceviche making, lesson here shortly. So let's actually just kind of like go and segue off into that. And I feel like that was what you would do in this moment where it's like, okay, I don't want to look bad. I don't want to look like we're ganging up on the girl again or anything like that. Let's go see what's wrong with her and, try to make it look like we're trying to be there for her. But I feel like really in this moment, it's still reeks of, we don't really take Brittany serious, but this is just like kind of like what we need to do to make it not look like we're like, bullies or anything like that. Like, okay, girl, like, calm down. We're here for you. Let's go make the ceviche. Like, I don't really think that they were, their hearts were thrown off or anything like that. And just this comment right here, Angie has a big heart. Yes, I do think it was just another show of Angie having a big heart. And I continue to say that, even though I know, Kevin, you're going to disagree with me on this one. But I do think that this just shows shows her empathy. And, so it probably was like one of those things where it's like, someone's got to do it. And we've already, in my opinion, pointing out the fact that even though Heather brought her on the show, I don't really think that they're too close or whatever. So it's like, well, if the girl who brought you on the show is not, you know, showing you loyalties right now, then somebody's got to do it. And I feel like that's why Angie probably got up and was a part of that that group that went over
We've
there.
seen Whitney be fragile a few times now, so they're kind of getting used to seeing this fragile, you know, flower, if you will, get brittle, and you know, now we got to go help her out. Which, you know, I'm not saying that there's wrong with that. I'm not saying that, because sometimes I do feel like you guys do know what y'all doing. Y'all know Brittany can't take it, and y'all try to give her too much at one time. Just like, you know, hence when they were on the bus, they all came at her all at one time. It was a bit much, and especially knowing the personality Brittany has, you didn't have to do all that. So one of y'all was enough to talk to her, in my opinion. Meredith looks like Teddy Perkins. Wait, what?
I can't.
Is that a basketball player? Wait, who the hell is Teddy Perkins? Why does that sound familiar to me? Or unless he said Teddy Repskins and then just picked up Teddy Perkins. Oh shout!
Wait, I don't know if I'm looking. Oh my god! Wait, what? Oh my god! Ow, my stomach! Oh, my stomach!
I'm nervous.
Abs. I did abs, and I can't even laugh, y'all. Y'all making me laugh, and it hurts.
Now, do you agree with Mary feeling that way with Angie, or do you think that?
I was gonna say that for.
Oh, when we get back, because I'm just saying, when she said that, did you agree that Angie should have not left to go? I think about her, or she should have just stayed at the table. Or do you think she should have went to go see about her?
At the end of the day, she's a grown woman. If she chooses to want to go off, and we have to. I feel like nobody ultimately can hold anybody against doing whatever to another person in this group, because, or making amends with another person in this group, even if they've wronged them, because at the end of the day, y'all, this is still an ensemble cast. This is still a show. We have to, it's not just going to be this one argument, we're done for good, and then we're just going to all be on the show and act like everything is fine. Like, no, you have to have fallouts, and then you have to, you know, fall back together, because otherwise it gets to being one of these broken up casts where they can't do any group things. It's, you know, it's not fun to watch anymore. It's not, you know, it's people talking about things they shouldn't be bringing up, going low brow, all those types of things. So I think you can't really be upset if a person decides to put things behind them. And also, if that was the case, like, we've seen that with Angie, she's still going to, look at her in Meredith, for instance. She's still trying to, you know, make amends with things between her and Meredith. So I feel like that proves that that's just the type of person that she is. She's going to like have fallouts with people, but she's going to try to like still look for a way to get past that. I feel like that's been proven a couple of times with Angie. Mm-hmm. So no, I don't really think that it was that big of a deal.
Yeah. Okay. I just feel like if she brought it up at the table when she walked away, the next time she saw Angie, she should have just brought it up.
Yeah, that's why I have feelings about that too. Yeah, which I will definitely speak on here in just a second, y'all. But yeah, I think that was Mary. She took this as like an ultimate betrayal. Mm-hmm. She's like, you know, Brittany always comes at me with different energy, like she's weird towards me. And they actually asked Mary if, or actually, I'm kind of jumping ahead, y'all. So half the ladies went to do ceviche, the other half went to go ride horses. The ladies who went to go ride horses, which was that Lisa, Mary, Bronwyn, and Meredith. Yeah, none of the horses were really cooperating, which was kind of funny.
That was funny.
That was really funny. Meredith was like, I guess they're all, you know, taking after our personalities. Hilarious. And then meanwhile, the other ladies, they're making ceviche, which Angie wasted no time letting us know that she'd much rather make a Greek salad. Just pass her the feta. But while the ladies are taking a break from riding horses, Mary actually tells Lisa, like, you know, I think I'm going to be done with Angie. I think I'm done with Angie or whatever. And they're like, huh, what are you talking about? What happened? And that's where she brings up the fact that she took that as a betrayal. Because Brittany's always coming at her differently. And then Angie, you know, turn around, Angie runs after her when she goes and starts crying. Like, no, don't.
I didn't see that scene. So say that scene again.
Oh, so
it didn't show that scene. It didn't
okay.
show us that part. You saying that
after they got the horses,
they
walked into like the water to you know, just get their feet wet or whatever. And Mary turns to Lisa specifically and was like, I'm going to be done with Angie. But they were all there, and that's where Meredith and Lisa, they're like asking her, well, have you talked to her about this or whatever? And that's where Mary actually says that yes, she knows how she feels about it. And again, Mary took this as a betrayal because she doesn't open up to people easy, as we know. She doesn't, you know, let people in. So when she lets someone in, she sees as though they're betraying her. She cuts them off. She's smooth out the door. And yeah, I think the difference here is that I can kind of understand a little bit why people would decide with Mary maybe is because she has had a conversation with Angie where she did tell her how she felt and stuff like that. But I want to know in that conversation, does she pose it as though this is my issue? Like Brittany is always making issues with me. She treats me differently, or she treats me, you know, weird or whatever. I wonder if she just told Angie how she felt, or did she flat out say like, Angie, this is how I feel towards her or whatever. I would feel more comfortable if, you know, you kind of keep her at an arm's distance as well. If she never said that, then like, what did she expect for Aunt? Did she proposition Angie and actually tell her like, hey, I don't want you messing with her?
Right.
If she did, and Angie said, okay, I won't, and then she did that, then I would understand. Okay. But
I
then
doing that.
at the same time, exactly, because ultimately, one, if you're giving your friend a proposition that tells them like, hey, I don't want you, like if you're dictating stuff like that, I don't like to do that. I like for my friends to or naturally, you know, organically come to those types of you know, feelings or whatever. I would never proposition my friend to be on some like, oh yeah, you can't be friends with her, unless like a person tried to like unalive me or did something like morally corrupt. I feel like, and I'm never gonna feel like.
But that makes that person your morbid enemy. That's a whole different type of. You ain't sitting near your enemy. Somebody that did something so bad to you. So yeah, you know that ain't your friend, and y'all ain't cool.
Have these like, I mean, I have fallen out with people before that still remain friends with my friends or whatever. And as long as they were respectful and didn't try to put me in the middle or whatever, then I just let them, like, that's on you or whatever. But again, it was never based upon anything like morally wrong or anything like that.
Right.
So, I don't know. I need to know that part of the conversation to really pass my judgment. But yeah, that was the extended part.
Okay. I didn't get to see that part. I don't remember that part of it. But nonetheless, we all agree that if Mary did not specifically tell her, like, look, if you're going to be around her, I'm not going to be no parts of her. So don't bring her around me, stating how aggressively I can't stand this girl, then yeah, you should have understand. I think if she would have said that to her, I don't think Angie would have went running after her. Even her gut would have said, yes, that's just the type of person I am. But if you looking across from your friend and you know your friend don't mess with her, and she told you in so many words, like specifically like, yeah, I don't mess with her, don't bring her around me, then yeah, then that's Mary would feel that way. But if Mary didn't really tell her like that, then she can't just assume that Angie is just gonna stop talking to the girl because you don't mess with her. Like, you still got a job to do. We still in scenes.
That's what I'm saying. It's also like even more unfair because you're putting me in a predicament with like, this is a job. At the end of the day, y'all, we watch it for entertainment, all that. But these ladies, this is their job. So you're now saying I can't fool with her. Well, then that limits my scenes. That limits my, flexibility on the show. And that might get me, canceled off the show. So like, I would have rather seen them have a one-on-one conversation about this and really talk about all the different angles of, how be with Brittany, but they were able to get, past in the end. So I guess I'll, be okay with that. Yes, I looked this up, and that's why I was making that face before, because I'm like, is this who they're talking about? Hilarious.
Oh, wait, what?
Okay, let me share the screen.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
This person? Oh man.
Oh my.
Now I feel like I need to watch because I need to know.
Can somebody put some skeleton bones? I can't.
I need to watch more, or I need to see more of this.
It does look like Meredith. Twin brother.
Yeah.
Twin brother.
It's just how to go about it, y'all. That's what I don't think that they went about it well. Obviously not, because that's why there was this, conflict and Mary not telling her that's why she's upset and all this. This could have been avoided if they would have just, I feel like, communicated a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think that, I mean, because remember that just happened in that moment that she accused Mary in that moment. So I'm like, was it really said? In that moment, y'all had just got into it. So was it a moment? There was a moment before that, because y'all had the first moment where Brittany rubbed you the wrong way. I get that. But I didn't know it was like, I can't stand Brittany. Like, she needs to stay like 100,000 feet away from. I didn't know it was like that.
It was more so, I think the extra layer was that in this moment, Brittany also accused her and was like, you were recording too, or whatever. That's
what I thought it
in. And was like, whatever. I think that was still where they were. And also, you have to think too, the episode prior to that, Mary, like, because I have heard people say this too, where it was like, Mary, you kind of, I feel like, are the one that is carrying things on with Brittany more than she's carrying things on with you.
Oh, definitely.
Remember last week when Mary was the one that craned her neck to ask Brittany, why are you so quiet down there, or whatever. So it kind of is like, on one hand, you're like, you're cool with her, or you're not, you're inviting her to your Tiffany's parties and stuff. But on the other hand, it's kind of like, so that's what I mean. There needs to be, we need to figure this out. But
now
go to lunch or something, because
Mary gonna make sure we figure it out today. So, but at this moment, Angie ain't figured that out. And so for her to say that behind her back, I don't think she was being such a good friend to Angie in that moment. So when you do that, you are literally flipping it around on her. And then I'm not a good friend to her. So what would you been say? I'm sorry.
No, and then I'm like, I understand this too. I get why Mary was bothered with Angie checking on Brittany. Is Angie the same person who mentions high body count hair? This again confirms why I do not I do not see it for Angie K, perpetual mean girl. But at the same time, I really can't, again, because of the whole, this is an ensemble cast, the show must go on. No one can really hold that against, I feel like, Angie too, in that same breath, because you guys have to fall out and come back together. Like, if that's up to, if Angie wants to come at her and tell her high body count hair, et cetera, and Brittany is cool with, receiving now support from her, then I feel like that's between them two. I don't think that anybody else
didn't have that. Angie didn't pull that out of the thin air. Angie got that from the horse's mouth. So if you mad at anybody, mad at Brittany for saying it to Angie.
That's what I mean. So if Angie is now deciding, you know what, I'm going to move forward with her, I'm going to check on her, I'm over that whole thing, then that's on Angie then. Like, that, I can't feel any type of way because she decided to now move forward from their conflict. That was Mary was wrong for that. Okay. I'm liking hearing everybody's perspective. She should know Angie did not do that. No, Mary was not specific, and you can't tell anybody who to be friends with.
Not no adult, not no grown person. And you can't tell a grown person. I mean, you can, because you can tell them you can be her friend, but you can't be my friend.
You expect that level of loyalty, and you too afraid to even tell her that you love her as a friend. So like, I don't.
Yeah, that's
we'll get to it, y'all. We're good to, but Brittany is respectful. And y'all don't, I will say it because we're on the topic of Brittany and everything involving her right now. I'm still good with her. She can still come back for the next season, even though she gives us a lot of Jared Osman. She can come back.
They made it official though, right?
Apparently. Yeah. We as adults can come to our own conclusions. That was very childish, Mary. I stand by that. Yeah.
And if it was gonna be a problem, then when she got back to that table, you pull her to the side and say, "Look, didn't make me happy when you went to go to oh girl, when me and you cool. Like, make that your first and your last time doing that." Like, you could have just checked it in the end. You could have checked it. Like, if it was, I feel like Mary was we know why now. We know why now. You watched the full episode, but in the moment, we're all like, Mary, what are you doing? And why didn't you check it earlier? Like, what are you doing? That's all in my mind right now. Think about, I'm like, yeah, you could have got that and you could have nipped that in the bud and all of that other stuff, but you didn't even know how, because it was a process. She hadn't even processed it yet, and we hadn't got to the process yet. So let's remember, Mary invited Brittany to the tea party to remind Brittany she is not poor.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Even though, like, I'm
but if you don't mess with Brittany, you don't mess with Brittany. Like, you don't know that you're poor. You just floss on her with a bag or two, or all your labels, or you don't have to bring her to your house to show her that you're not poor. So that ain't it. You was trying to do the reality TV thing. You gotta be together. It makes better for TV when y'all all together. Like, we all know this.
Already confirmed that it don't matter. There's no reason behind inviting somebody to your house if you really don't fool with them, regardless of the reason behind it. Didn't we learn that from Bronwyn and Heather? Absolutely. And the poop party freaking house meetup or whatever? And so no. And then also, I still don't think that anything that happened between Brittany and Mary, if we really go back to the bare bones of everything, y'all, nothing that happened between them was really, I feel like, that crazy for Mary to be like, nope, cutting her off indefinitely. You shouldn't be going after her, whatever, because everything else besides that was all Brittany's, her own stuff. Her and this Jared stuff.
Her own cuckoo for Cocoa Puff stuff. It was just on her own thing. Not
added to the show has been about surrounding her. So other than the whole, insinuation of her being poor or whatever, sticking rolls in purses and stuff like that, there's nothing that happened between them two that I feel like should land Mary now being like, nope, I'm good on her indefinitely. You should be good on her too. Yada, yada, yada. I don't think so. Yeah, I need Brittany and Mary to get it together and have a tea party, sit down. They could be a cuckoo duo. That would be interesting. I would actually.
What's up, Orange Blossom?
Yes, and hey, Orange Blossom. Mary didn't say she couldn't be friends with her. She just says you can't be my friend. Now, Kimmy. Basically saying, like, I get what you're, but no, that's basically saying, like, my way, highway. Which again, I don't feel like that should be taken lightly either. Like, don't give me friend ultimatums then, or whatever, when I know I can still be a true friend to you. But at the end of the day, somebody's got to do it. We are in an ensemble cast. Somebody has to go after homegirl. Somebody has to do it. Like, I understand when Mary, she removed herself. They just need to have more of a conversation. And I'm so glad now, knowing what happened. I'm so glad that it was just this, because I was, I was scared. I was so scared. Like, I was ready to rip Angie's head off. Like, Angie, you soured y'all's friendship. What did you do?
Oh, she was about to get on your side, Kev. She was coming to the dark side.
I was like, there's no reason why y'all shouldn't be friends right now. What happened? What could possibly happen? But that's all I gotta say about that. We can move on to this final dinner scene, y'all.
At the
because there's only 2 scenes in this episode. It was like this, and then the dinner.
That beautiful theme park. Can we go? Hello? That's the only thing. Did they show any of them doing anything on the thing at the theme park on the extra seats?
No, it's probably once cameras wrapped and stuff like that. I wish, because I would have been like, ooh, big kid.
I mean, I'm glad they gave us what they gave us, but I was like, this place is awesome. Can you get on something? I want to see the little come down on the flowers or the something. That was beautiful. Okay, go ahead. About the theme park. I'm sorry.
But yes, y'all, their final night, Lisa coordinated a really special dinner at the resort's theme park.
Except for they didn't coordinate their outfits again. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say on the show. They need the visuals sometimes. Like,
wrong with those everybody, y'all. I don't give a damn what's going on.
The Tropicana lady, she was like, okay, I'm
Bronwyn turned into Toucan Sam. What the hell is going on?
Right.
I was ready for her just to just start blowing out the little colorful O's. Like, what?
I was here for it. I'm like, okay, girl, do
But
you?
it's so Bronwyn. It's so Bronwyn. It's so Bronwyn.
Do you? So again, after ordering their drinks, they do a little Mexico toast led by Bronwyn. They're toasting to love, health, wealth, and time in which to spend them all. And then
but no, Heather says, "Dar, last night in right after." I said, "Dang, narrator, we got it. We don't need you to come in at the end of the best toast that was in Spanish and then translated. And here you go." I said, "Dang, Heather, you just got to suck up something. You got to make sure that you put your stamp of approval on it." Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go.
Yeah, no, Heather was on one. Angie and Meredith, they're still going strong. They're headed to a good place, which again, which is why I brought it up before. Like, if you like we're all on the show here, we gotta, we gotta get it together. So I'm glad that they're finally, I want to say, moving in a good direction, and they can even refer to each other as friends. Thank God. They've been getting along all day. But as that conversation trails off, everyone's food starts to arrive and everybody's like checking out what each other's gotten. Everything looks so good. And it was Angie, Whitney, and Mary on one side. And we're quickly seeing that Mary's demeanor, she's kind of more, reclusive. She's kind of being a lot more quiet than she normally would, especially towards Angie, because Angie asked her if she wants some pepperoni, and Mary just doesn't even say anything.
Well, she was chewing, so I was like, "Mary." I said, "Dang, Mary."
Let's do this. And Angie's like not understanding. She's like, you're being like really quiet towards me. Like, what's going on? And Mary, again, she like rolls her eyes and she's like, or Angie's like, what did I do or whatever? And Mary's like, what do you mean? What did you do? And she tells her,
you know what you got. You know what's going on. I said, "Oh God, do I?" Go ahead. Mary, you were called in like you a kid, like you're a kid.
Yeah, she's like, "What do you think? Intimidating. You ran out the door behind Brittany and stayed with her, so you don't care how I feel with her." And Angie's like, "No, I do care. That's why I'm looking and asking you right now, like, what's going on." And Mary's like, "Yeah, I'm human. I could be wrong," and because she even takes it as far as saying like I could be wrong about me and you being friends and all this stuff. And Angie's like really taken back by all this. She's like, look, I'm sorry. That's not, the place that I was coming for whatsoever. You're shutting me out. I've gotten to know you in a different way. I spent months trying to gain your confidence, like just the whole nine. And Mary does actually express how she kind of felt abandoned by Angie's action. Not kind of, she did. She felt abandoned by Angie.
Before you say that, she got smart with her first, because we got to understand this is one thing that when Mary said, "I didn't ask you to," I said, "Damn."
Yes, she did.
Okay,
she did.
So there's certain things that Mary was doing that every time Angie would say something, Mary was like hitting her, but it wasn't like a B or go off. It's more like, "Yeah, I didn't ask you to." She said, "You said God brought us together, and I believe that." She said, "Well, I could be wrong." She said, "Yeah." She said, I could be wrong about that." I said, "Well, dang, you saying God brought y'all together, and now you saying you could be wrong that God said y'all was gonna be put together." So it was like Mary was, the way she was saying things to her, you can tell it was like defensive, more so than I'm trying to be mean to you, because when you're just trying to be mean to a person, you just be mean. Her mean was more like it was a defense. You could just see it. So I just wanted to point that part out before you get into what you're about to say.
No, it was definitely, we can't not consider that, y'all, because that really set the tone, I feel like, for the angle that Mary was approaching this, which was very much, and she explains it here when she talks about her abandonment issues, where she's just like once she sees that, when she clocks a betrayal, she immediately is hands off. And I feel like she was showing that in this moment, that she was definitely not taking an extra second to think twice about, disengaging and kind of letting it known how she really felt. But she didn't really communicate that until Angie, called it out. And she talks about how or I feel like it took Angie having a different approach, because if Angie would have approached it the same way I feel like that Mary was approaching it in the beginning, we would not be where we are right now. Mm-hmm. Like, at all. And it takes a certain type of person to do that, because I mean, it would have been different with me, y'all. So anyway, she expresses how her dad, both of her parents abandoned her pretty much. Her dad admitted it, that he didn't like her, and told her mother, and he just left and didn't really seem like he cared about it at all. And then she also has fallen out with her mom, which I've heard a different story about in recent years or whatever, because apparently her mom did an interview or whatever, and she divulged the fact that the reason behind their fallout is that she was the one that was supposed to marry Robert Sr. That's just what I've heard. But in this moment, she's saying that, or Mary's saying that she was abandoned by her as well, who was her mom at one point was her best friend. So it's like you go through life carrying these abandonment issues. And so when you catch wind of that with somebody else in your adulthood, you kind of lean with that. And it brings you right back down to your childhood, where those feelings stem from. And sometimes you can find your family, your real family, within your friendships. So Angie has been a blessing in her life, and this is her speaking in the confessional, y'all. And mind you, as they're going back and forth and expressing these things to one another, and Angie is quick to let Mary know that she does love her and she's not looking to do that. She also suffers from the same abandonment issues, because she was abandoned, so to speak, by her mother. And they really just were very heartfelt about telling each other how they felt. And Angie, I feel like Mary believed that Angie didn't do it on purpose. Again, once Angie had that softer approach with her and wasn't coming in accusatory, wasn't coming in with that same energy, I felt like Mary was able to breathe a sigh of relief and get that reassurance that she needed to feel from somebody who she considers a real friend. And they are able to squash it. They were even holding hands, because like I said before, Whitney was in the middle. They were holding hands in Whitney's lap, and I thought that was so sweet. And yeah, abandonment issues are real, y'all. And they definitely do play a big role in.
They scar you. They're scars. They're bad scars that don't go away. They even get smaller, but they don't go away. And so they reappear.
Really smaller, y'all, if Mary, I love how she recognized it, because that takes a lot. She wasn't, she didn't shy away from it. She definitely leaned into it. And I feel like that's the only reason why I was able to look at it differently, because otherwise I was like, girl, and I still don't like that she didn't bring it up to Angie without it coming up in how it did in this scene. But I do like that she brought it back to that being the root cause and everything behind it. The first step is recognizing it about yourself. She's not in denial about it. Mm-hmm. Usually, yeah, it will plague your closest friendships. A lot of times it plagues your closest, your romantic relationship when you're older. But it can also, plague and show up in different forms, in friendships and other interpersonal relationships where people, there's a lot of psychology. There's a lot of psychology about it, y'all. I've definitely done my research on it, and there's a lot behind it. So I immediately empathized and clocked in when she brought this up, and I was like, wow. Yeah.
And you can see, when you think about Mary over the seasons, you really see that that's what she's been doing a lot of the time. When every time she got mad or a disagreement or something, she didn't see eye to eye with somebody, she's ready to cut them off. She's like, oh yeah, you're not loyal. You're not gonna be a good friend of mine. It's not gonna work. So you can see it had plagued her for all, like you said, her relationships. Last scene was not yet open. The pub was.
I'm going to the Dante world or whatever.
Come on now. Come on now. I'm trying to go too.
Everybody said Erica Jane was the ice queen. Now it's Mary Cosby. Well, I didn't ask you to. That when I tell you guys, like, and we're laughing, obviously we can right now or whatever, but when I tell you that is like the most one of the most stereotypical responses you will get from somebody who has these types of issues and stuff like that is they're very hyper independent to the point that because they don't want to have to need anybody else for anything, because then that it's almost like, let me beat you to the punch before you know, let me leave you before you leave me, pretty much.
That defense is bad and you don't even need it. And that is funny that when you say that, because see, my comeback for that, because I'm like I tell you, I'm not a really quick thinker when somebody says something smart to me. That would have made me just say, but you didn't tell me not to either. Like because
I would probably flip the whole table off on being old Johnny's would have. Me knowing what I know now as years old about abandonment issues, I would have been okay. You do have to approach it soft. It takes a very mature person, and y'all probably like, oh my god, you're just saying this because it's Angie and you just love Angie or whatever. No, like y'all, I'm literally saying this from an empathetic standpoint where you have to cradle it with kid gloves. Like Mary said, it takes her back to that childhood. Mary was basically 6 years old at this table. Whole situation. It brings them back to those original wounds, y'all, and everything that they just see it out of a different lens at that point, which we saw it as Angie, you know, she's just going off to console another person that's on the cast or whatever reasons we saw it was totally a different way when it
we saw the literal part of it and she was looking at it like, no, I ain't talking about this situation, I'm talking about the bigger picture. Like, okay,
we say this, or that was a cool thing for Father's Day. It is, but like I said, I don't know, because I've heard different, like I said before, ways.
If you tell your 6-year-old kid that she talks too much or is got a smart mouth or anything like that, that's a problem. First of all, like literally, some people just can't help it. They are smart. Like some kids. Bondi even talks about that because she says that was the type of kid she was. She was smart, especially if you are the baby of a lot of older children. Like my baby, my oldest is 32, my baby's 14. He's like real smart because he got siblings that are so much older than him. He's learned a lot of lessons and seen a lot of things with them. So a lot of things he's not gonna have to go through that my other ones they went through, and that's just how like it kind of goes though. Yeah, that was very mean. Her and her dad still to this day haven't came and talked to her or nothing. That's
right. He's passed away by now.
Okay, but even when he left, I don't know. That's just still nuts.
Because some people have said like, okay, but how do we 100% know that that's the case? That the dad actually said that, and that wasn't just the mom telling her what happened between them, or putting that out there as if
the way she said it as if she remembers that day. Because look, I can remember some things when I was 6. Like literally, I can. Like I can put myself to songs, a smell, what my dad was wearing, where I went to school. There's certain things you can do, and at 6 years old, you can remember if your dad says something so dramatic to you. If that's your first love, like my dad was my first love, my first man guy that I was like, oh my god, this is Superman. Like that. My dad is still to me Superman. He's the best man I've ever seen, and he's of course he's flawed and makes mistakes. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that to say, so when your first person that you think of your mother and father being your first loves, and those first loves treat you that way at that age, yeah.
I definitely agree. It's just crazy. I've heard different things about the nature of Mary's relationship with her mom or whatever. That makes me think like, okay, is this Mary's perspective about things, or is this the mom's perspective? Is this the truth? Like, I don't know. But yes, if it did happen exactly how she's saying in this moment, then of course, yeah, she remembered that, and that's messed up. But I don't know. But that again, y'all, they were able to make as Orange Blossom said, for me, I couldn't agree more. This was one of the best scenes. Their friendship, I'm glad it
I cried.
Test of time between. I definitely got emotional with this, talking about the abandonment issues. Like this,
that whole part. I was laying to the side. I'm talking about the tears. I mean, I was laying to the side, but no, I was tearing up. To see Angie just look at her with the look that she gave, even we couldn't see Mary's eyes, and the way Mary was looking at Angie and was like, even though she was really, her defense mechanism was really trying to overpower her, and she was like literally breaking down and couldn't even be mean, or didn't have anything else to give, because it's like, dang, I'm looking at somebody that's telling me she feels with she's been through something similar to what I'm trying to say that I do, and why I do it. I can't fault her for that. So yes. It was really a really good moment, a very authentic moment, something we needed. Just like Barb said earlier, if their friendship wouldn't have mended back together, and I don't know what I would, or how far it would have went, or they would have got into it, and if it would have went far left, that would have made me so mad.
I would have been like literally so hot right now, y'all. I was trying to mentally prepare myself for it, because I didn't know what other way it could possibly go based off of the previews we were seeing. But I'm gladly surprised, or pleasantly surprised, and I hope that it lasts another season and another season after that, and all the seasons of this show. So final like conversation, y'all, is we changed subjects, but Meredith still has a bone to pick with Whitney about this whole Lisa planting a story about, Prism and Alibaba of it all. And Meredith's whole thing is like, you said that you had, proof that this person allegedly contacted me and told a different story, et cetera, et cetera. Like, Meredith's really trying to get to the bottom of this. And she even explains in her confessional that, this is a source that's reached out to her and told her that Whitney was enlisting them to help find the true source of the rumor and that was being spread, and that they actually have never given her any proof, but it's as though Whitney was twisting this person's words around to make it seem like he gave her the proof, when in all actuality, he didn't do that. So again, Meredith's just trying to get to the bottom of this all once and for all. When you again says that it was Lisa, and Lisa, of course, she jumps in and says that, that's not true, and she's not in communication with the blogs. And Whitney calls her out about that too. And she brings up Reality Von Tease and how it was told to her that she was even feeding, Reality Von Tease rumors and stuff like that in the past or whatever. And they're like, where are you getting this from? What are you talking about? And Whitney's like, yeah, I called Gunica Garcia up herself and asked her about it. And this, of course, when I tell you Heather's face was stuck, y'all, because this is like there's a couple things that will engage Heather that she just automatically cannot have any holds barred on, and that is definitely going to be Gunica Garcia for one. And when she was brought up, she was completely just face stuck, and she was like, how could you basically get up with our sworn enemy? Like, are you kidding me? She is not a credible source whatsoever. You went to her of all, people. Yeah. She's in disbelief. And again, Whitney's whole thing is that Monica said that Lisa had proof, or at least that she had proof that Lisa has fed information to press outlets and, the whole nine. Lisa's calling lies, lies, lies. Heather's main focus again is, Gunica, now that her name has been brought into that. And Heather's like, as far as these bloggers and stuff like that, you need to cut them off. Like, why are you even corresponding with them? And so again, as this is all transpiring, Heather jumps in to talk about how, to give us one of her most candid, passionate monologues yet again, talking about how every day they have to put on this armor, and they have to basically defend themselves privately and publicly about all these rumors and nastiness and all these different things. So you know what? We're going to take it a notch further. How about we all pull out our cell phones right now, look for the most vile, below the belt, gutter snipe thing that you've said about somebody else, and hand them the phone and let them read it.
Bad idea. Never would have. Never should have done it. Y'all never should have done it. You should have did that.
Yeah. Yes. And Meredith for sure was like, this is absurd. Don't want to do this. Why are we doing this? Absolutely not. But they all start scrolling, y'all. They all start scrolling and finding whatever it is that they're finding. And it was actually Lisa who starts it off first. And she actually wrote something about Heather. Or wait, I thought it was Mary. Why did I say Lisa?
Yeah, Mary went first.
Yeah, I don't know why I wrote Lisa. Yeah, Mary starts it off and she said something about Heather. And what Mary basically, what I'm going to summarize her saying is that how much Heather has changed. She's not the same person as she was 5+ years ago when they first met. She's giving very much as though the fame has changed her. She's not liking this new version of her. It's not like authentic whatsoever. And again, yeah, it's almost as though when she got successful, when she got famous, when she started feeling herself, she really started feeling herself in a negative way. And Heather actually receives it, but her whole justification is that when she did meet Mary 5 years ago, that actually wasn't the true her. That was her just, skating by in life, just trying to basically just survive. And just, her waking up the next day was as good as it was going to get in her eyes. She just wanted to make sure she wasn't screwing up her kids, and she didn't really have any type of positive outlook on life at that point. She was literally just alive. And but now, fast forward to now, when she did start to kind of see life differently and start to really I guess fall in love with living again, this is the true authentic her, where she could look in the mirror and be happy about who she is. That's the basic gist of what I received from Heather's explanation. And that was good between them. Nothing really crazy transpired after that. And Mary did make sure to let us know that this is how she felt at the time when she wrote that message. We don't know when it was, more so than it was how she feels about Heather right now. So I think they were already good. I don't think this will have any negative bearings on their friendship.
They handshake and basically say they love each other.
Yeah, they were good on that. Next up, we have Brittany, who also she wrote something about Mary, and it's because Mary's been the one in the group that she's had the hardest time connecting with. And the gist of what she wrote, y'all, is that I forget who she wrote it to. Was it? I think
it's about Bronwyn. I mean,
she wrote it about Bronwyn. I don't know who she wrote it to. Probably Heather.
Yeah. They don't say who she wrote it to.
Something along the lines of, I'd much rather have Bronwyn invited for tea or wherever it was than Mary. Mary, she doesn't take offense at all to this. Everybody else was like, girl, is that the worst you have? Like, are you lying? Like, and she's like, no, that's the worst thing I have. Like, no, that's definitely it. Mary's like, yeah, I wish you would have taken Bronwyn instead of me. Like, why am I even in this? Like, please go have tea with her. Not surprised there. No. Bronwyn actually follows that up with bringing up what she wrote about Brittany. And she let it be known exactly how she felt, which is that Brittany is somebody who is emotionally manipulative. She parentifies her children. She trauma bonds in her relationships. And she's just been doing this all to them. It's basically just, she represents every negative possible thing. And Brittany's whole thing is like, you don't even know me well enough to have formed this level of opinions about me. Like, you don't know me at all. Like, you don't know me. And Bronwyn was like, this is just how I felt.
The fact that Bronwyn even put that is below her intelligence level, her maturity level, her age. I said, dang. Like, dang.
This can be Whitney's last season. The blogs also ruined Roja. Whitney feeding insider tea to Adam and Monica. No, it shouldn't. And we actually talked about that, or I think you were in here earlier on in the season, Orange Blossom, where I kind of pieced together exactly how it went down, apparently, according to the blogger and to this person and stuff like that. And Whitney definitely played a bigger negative part in it than I feel like she should have. But Heather also bringing this up, and I know that Heather's been somebody that's corresponded with bloggers too. And this is something that we actually, unfortunately, can happen and taint not just like Roja. Jersey's another one. There's been quite a few franchises that have been plagued by the bloggers and people getting involved into it more than they should. But I'm good with Whitney being here though, and that's because Whitney brings the comedy. Like Whitney, her confessionals, a lot of people said her reads and the way that she comes off and expresses herself in conflicts and stuff like that with ladies has gotten better apparently since she was on that season of Ultimate Girls Trip with Candace and a couple of other girls. Apparently people picked up on that. I have to go rewatch. I haven't thought about it like that, but I
just figured she was getting older and learning TV. But that could be a good reason when you hang with people for a little bit, you pick up their little habits and be like, okay, no, that's how we supposed to do it. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that happening.
A comedic relief, y'all. She does. On the bus when she was like turning around when Meredith's getting unhinged, she's always in a confessional to giving something, or even her like ad libs and different stuff she jumps in and says during the scenes when there is conflicts and different stuff, like telling Lisa to shut the F up. Like I appreciate her part on the cast. I do.
When she pointed at her, Lisa said, stop pointing at me. She said,
oh my God, that was
that girl.
I'm mad I didn't bring that up. Like it was
I said, that's what I do. Like, oh, don't point at you. I'm gonna point with every finger. I'm gonna point with everything. Don't tell me not to point at you. Don't tell me what to do with my fingers at all.
Hilarious.
What to do. But
gold,
that's the type of thing she does. Like I loved it.
Freaking gold. You can't tell me otherwise. I still stand by whatever I said in the beginning, which was everybody's invited back next season for me. I stand by that.
Brittany, but let's be clear. Brittany shouldn't have had too much to say about anything, about anybody. Like literally, you don't know none of those ladies to say anything. The only reason why
Brittany said Bronwyn shouldn't say all those things because she doesn't know her like that well.
But literally, I feel like
nobody knows. Well, yeah.
Well, but Bronwyn and Brittany had their icebreaker was messed up from even when her and Mary and when they all three were sitting down. So I can understand why Bronwyn felt the way about Brittany.
Brittany was bringing up stuff about the marriage too. Brittany's throwing questions and kind of use an accusing way towards Bronwyn. So yeah, I would understand why. Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, we made the same point. We was making the same point, but yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got you.
But then y'all, that was Bronwyn, and then speaking of Bronwyn, we have Heather, Angie texted Heather about Bronwyn. So although she thought that Bronwyn would did seem nice at first, her business plan of marrying a guy who has 1 foot in the grave and one on a banana peel should really be rethought. She thought she brought up how she can't hear anything because her ears are probably so stitched down to her face so tight. She wears a hot dog outfit to remind them that she sucked her way to the top. She took jabs about her being self-made, and she brought up self-made, whatever. And Angie says she wrote this after the camping event or whatever, and it was based off of how poorly Bronwyn was treating her when she was one of the only people in the group that defended her.
Who did she write that to?
Angie wrote that to Heather about Bronwyn.
Okay. She went in. Angie, you went in.
Angie went in. I mean, it is what it is at that point to me. But you could tell because Bron was actually taken aback when she first read it. Like, wow, like, And I think she wanted to say that like it was even messed up too because like especially with Todd and stuff and Angie. I want to say she I don't know, was this on my after show? I don't know. She brought up how Angie was like talking about how she liked Todd or whatever. So it's like to bring him into it now and say these things like that's just even more messed up too. Like she was just taken all the way back across the board by what Angie said, which I understand. And I hated that how that happened between them. But I feel like Bronwyn also, I want to say in this moment, she realized too, especially when she brought up the camping trip, probably how they got to being in that boat. I wanted to hope and pray that she saw it that way because she played a hand in I feel like creating these feelings in Angie. I do. Because I feel like the way she really started to change up in my mind at that camping trip or whatever, because she had no business opening her mouth and telling, was that Meredith and Lisa, anything that was said between her and Whitney and whatever in that car. I called it.
Especially if you just gonna go right back and say, "Oh, we were talking about you," and I feel bad. Shut up. Shut up. Shut the hell up. You feel bad now. You feel bad now in this moment.
Okay. Gave her word. They was gonna be bygones. Was gonna be bygones. We're gonna clean slate. And she stood 10 toes down in it. She was choking back some tears, I'm pretty sure, but she stuck to her word on that one, y'all. And moving right along, then we have Lisa, who shows Meredith what she wrote about her last year, which talks about how Lisa felt Meredith digs up information to weaponize it, and it's dirty, and she doesn't like it.
We didn't get them, so do that one.
Yeah.
Do it again. We didn't get Meredith, and we didn't get Meredith and Lisa's. We didn't get them. Okay, so do that one again. I'm sorry. They were like, did I say that part? Because my notes stopped. I didn't even take any more notes from right here, but that had nothing to do with it.
It was dry because Lisa is acting like this is the worst thing she said about Meredith when she literally
Lisa saying it's about Meredith.
And all she says was that Meredith digs up information to weaponize it. It's dirty, and she doesn't like it. When she told her 2 seasons ago on a hot mic that she was like the garbage whore of New York and whatever. So this is as worse as it gets with you, Lisa.
Lies.
But Meredith, they were like, that's where we were at that time last year. Like
that's what they was doing.
I've been saying pretty much the whole season, they have an OG alliance of convenience. I feel like Lisa and Meredith, they know that they will never be where they were before, but it's better for them to hold an allegiance to one another than it is for them not to. And I feel like this is indicative of that too, because any other time Meredith would have been like, girl, I know you said something way worse, like get out of here. Anyway. And then Angie, like I said before, Angie wasn't buying it because Lisa said worse things. Heather has dedicated hers to Whitney, and she talks about how she was so betrayed in Arizona that one time by Whitney. It really made her regret ever being her friend. Heather said that Whitney was a low-life piece of who sold her soul for fame. She is a snake. She's never trusted her. She doesn't know why she's even carrying her products because she never sold one. You got that right?
No, Meredith said this about Whitney.
No, that it was Heather about Whitney.
That was Heather about. Oh yeah, I think we did get that one. My bad. I think I did get that one.
Which was like Whitney.
I don't have a note, so I don't know, but I'm trying to think back.
They were able to shake on it and get past it in the end, but Whitney at first was like,
but Whitney always like that. Whitney does that about everybody. If you say something about Whitney, she like
Terry. Heather's whole thing is that it's so much worse with them because like they are closer than that or whatever. They still have things that they're working from even to this day. That was just how I felt at the time. Okay, Heather.
I think Heather, I don't know. I just feel like Heather could take or leave Whitney. And I don't feel like Whitney looks at Heather in that same manner.
No. And Angie talking about, oh, well, she didn't really mean that, telling Whitney that. And it's just like, Angie, how would you know? Like, yes, she did. Like, yes, she did. She's talking about came from a rageful place. Like, I feel like Heather was trying to downplay it when I feel like this is a lot of what she still probably feels about her. Yeah. Anyway, so then of course, Lisa, wait, I don't know who she wrote a text about to Angie after what? Whitney, well, yeah, Whitney goes and she brings up how she wrote something about Lisa to Angie after hearing a rumor from her friend. So Whitney's like, you know, she chose this because she feels the worst about it. The worst thing that she's said about Lisa had to involve like her marriage. So when Lisa reads it, she says that Whitney that she saw a woman at a party and that she was out with Justin, and the woman said if they ever want to bring a third in, she'd be down because pretty much when it came to her, Lisa and John, she was making out with Lisa while you know, pulling and tugging and jerking and lurking on John. And as Lisa's saying this, she's like, what the F is that? What? Like, completely blows the lid off of the whole ordeal. She's not accepting that. Like, how are we gonna bring my husband into this? Whitney says, you know, there's worse things that she's done, but again, like the worst things have been about her marriage, and she doesn't believe what she wrote, which is why she wants to bury it. Lisa's like, she doesn't even know how she feels right now. The fact that you even put me in that, like, that's just so crazy to me. And she started to kind of like motion at Angie. And that's when I was like, what are you trying to get at? What are you insinuating? What are you talking about? And
did Whitney say who she wrote this to?
Angie. She wrote it to Angie.
Oh, that's what I thought. That's why she, okay, because I was really trying to, just what you just said just now, you said, oh, what are you trying to get? I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, they are sitting next to each other, but she still trying to figure out how did she get Angie in this, how she's going to throw Angie in this. But I guess because it's who she's wrote it to is going to put that there. But
yeah, I guess that's why she took that angle, because other than that, it wasn't like Angie in this moment was really getting too involved in it or taking it or anything. Lisa voluntarily kind of put Angie into it, I feel like. And she's like, you know, at least it's like what was said about Sean last year or whatever. Like if someone said that about Sean and you, and Angie's like, look, I don't, you know, believe that there's any infidelity in y'all's marriage. So please don't, you know, point at me. Don't put me in it. And it starts this whole like name game. And as it stands, Lisa's like, you know, I could have chosen to say something, or Whitney's like, I could have chosen to say something about your looks. And Lisa's like, yeah, what about my looks? What about my looks? Like, let's talk about looks then. And like, Whitney, again, this is when she serves up another shut the F up and listen to me. And that's where Lisa lets it be known, or Heather's like, Lisa, we told her to do this, and Lisa's like going off to Whitney, and she brings up how she heard that Sean does circle jerks, so she basically said the same thing. And so then Angie jumps in, and she's like, wait, what? Like, why? How did I get into this? Like, what? She's going off. She didn't, you know, appreciate that. She gets up. She even like throws a flower, of which Lisa had let us on the after show that those flowers were not just like regular tailored arrangements. She actually bought those flowers and had them put there and stuff.
Oh, yeah, because the restaurant's not open, as Kevin said earlier, so it makes sense. That's why those flowers. I put in my notes the flower arrangements are so beautiful.
Yeah, they were.
Okay. Oh my God.
I want to say Bronwyn was extra disgusted in this moment too. She was like completely turned off by how Lisa was acting. And she continues to feel that way even in the after show, I felt. And Whitney, or as Angie's still going off and stuff like that, Mary actually tries to, you know, console her and stuff, and they excuse themselves. And Whitney's also still going off, but trying to console Angie. And Lisa, she just thinks it's not fair to take down someone else's marriage. Like, she's very much playing victim. And Bronwyn also referred to Lisa as a surface narcissist too.
Oh, wait, what?
She refers to Lisa as a surface narcissist, which I thought was funny. But in the end, Mary came back to the table, and Whitney did, I want to say, but it was actually, yeah, Angie, she was excused indefinitely after that. But Meredith, we never got to hear what Meredith said in a text message. And I feel like that was conveniently, yeah, even in the extended version, Meredith never spoke about what she said. And she actually gets up from the table and excuses herself, and, you know, oh, this was absurd from the beginning. She tries to, you know, disengage. But I'm like, was that you actually truly just disengaging because you thought this was dumb, or were you just not trying to own up to anything that you've said?
No, she would have disengaged way earlier before they even said anything. If you wanted to disengage, you'd have did it then, not after hearing everybody, and then it gets to you and oh, now I want to disengage. And no, that don't even make sense.
Angie's, when he was naughty for that message, I loved it. Yes, Angie's text about Bronwyn. Yes, now that was a read. Time in a row where Whitney went too far and ruined an event. But that's it. I get Whitney went too far. I think Whitney went
Whitney.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have brought that up with when it comes to someone like Lisa, because even though we all gave our word that we're gonna do this and we're gonna be serious and take it serious and all this, Lisa, I wasn't thrown off when Lisa reacted the way she did. Like, y'all gotta stop expecting Lisa to give more than she's gonna give. Like, as soon as you bring up something like that, I knew for a fact Lisa was gonna blow a gasket, and she did.
They act like they don't know Lisa. That's the funniest part to me.
Did you really expect her to receive that well? Like, come on now. But at the same time, I think it needed to be. I think that was better than what the Whitney said. At least Whitney said something that was like legitimately like, oh, that's not cool. Brittany brought up something stupid, and
I'd rather Brittany what has said. I never said anything bad about you guys because you literally didn't. So that what she read was not bad. So I'd rather you had not said nothing. Said, no, girl, I don't even have nothing written down in my phone. I haven't texted any. Can any of you guys say that I text any? I don't even talk to y'all. Have I text any of you guys anything bad? Like literally just be on, because then we respect it more and we don't think you're an airhead, even though we know you are. But like literally, we don't just think you got shrimp for brains. Like, why would you? I'd rather just you had said that. Like, I don't have anything. I ain't never text none of you guys with anything correct. Right. Okay. So I don't have anything. Bow out.
I really agree with y'all, though. Lisa was wrong. I don't think she should have did that to Angie. Oh, yes. Meredith says she wasn't
that was a complete
Angie.
For me, I still don't understand how Angie don't have her hand around her neck. Because you has never going to talk to me and say what you said about my husband. I wasn't even in this. One, I wasn't in this. Two, who are you talking to? No, because I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. And she would have said that. No, but she didn't say that. You're saying it now. So what you saying? Like, what you saying? Why are you bringing that up? Who are you fooling? No. I'm saying it. It's the same thing. No, it's not. I'm telling you it's not. So what are you trying to say, Lisa? Hold that girl feet to the fire. I'm just letting her just say some old anything, and then just, like that's the end of it. And here go Lisa, you want to stomp away and all. She's so pissed off. Girl, if that didn't happen, it didn't happen. Why are you making such a big deal about it? If you never went down on, or there was a threesome and another girl was in your room, or none of that never happened, you're making such a big deal about it, which makes us think that it could be true. Not that it's not true. Because you're making me think it could some of that must be. And then when we get to the we'll wait till when we start talking about because boy, that reunion gonna be something else. They are not gonna hold nothing back.
It is. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
I'm definitely am excited.
Again, I don't think that was right for Lisa to drag him in. I wonder, with that being said, the husbands will be there. I wonder if what he's gonna have to say, because I do like how he presents himself on this show. Sean is a favorite husband.
Mine too. But is Lisa's husband gonna try and, because I feel like he doesn't hold Lisa accountable. He lets her do whatever she wants to do, and then you're the husband. Like Justin wasn't wrong.
Clearly, what happens?
Yeah, Justin
he does not hold her accountable ever. She doesn't even know what accountability is, like, because he literally doesn't ground her at all. Like, y'all, I am not a relationship coach or an expert by any means, but I would like to say that in any relationship, like, you guys should be grounding each other on certain fronts, on all fronts, if you ask me. And that's not something that happens between them two. I don't see it at all. He does not bring her back to reality at all. Even when it impacts him. Like,
come on out. That's true, T.
I understand why Lisa said that. Angie was snickering at Whitney's comments about Lisa's marriage and never shut it down in the moment. Lisa also defended Angie and Sean. I don't think that was necessary to say. I really don't.
Oh, because she was laughing at her? Wait, you saying that she was like kind of snickering when they were talking? I mean, but a lot of the stuff that they were saying was
it was more so like, I gotta go rewatch that scene then, because I don't think that Angie did anything in that moment that really truly warranted that. And I feel like, again, it was in two parts. It was Lisa, I feel like, initiated kind of motioning at Angie that made Angie think like, like, what are you trying to say, or what are you trying to insinuate, or whatever, before she even said it. She circled back again to actually say it. She mentioned, I feel like, mentioned it, and then she came back and actually said it verbatim.
Brought it all the way out. Mm-hmm.
Like, if that was the case, she could have just stopped it right there. But no, she took it a buck further, because I really feel like, she was being intentional and trying to bring somebody else down. I do.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
I do. But all in all, okay. One last thing I will say about it, though, is, and I don't know if, because I watched it originally, like, I've just been so sidetracked by so many different things in life right now that I didn't really get to sit and focus on it, I think, when it initially aired. So this might be why I, had the stance that I had. But I was entertained, y'all. Do not call me, a hypocrite or anything like that. I definitely was entertained. Not going to take that away from the ladies. However, as far as a finale, I will say that it did leave me feeling a little, I don't want to say underwhelmed, but I was like, okay, well, yeah, I could use a little bit more. I don't know what else I was expecting. I liked this dinner scene. I guess I wasn't
incomplete, maybe. It felt incomplete.
This is what I'm saying. This is the first time ever, I feel like, with an episode this season that I've thought about last season, like, and compared it to an episode from last season. And I say that because we know the finale last season was like, I will say that I think the
bar was set high last season.
Last season was a 10. I would still give this like a 9.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
And I think that's only because we still could have got a little bit more information, especially with Lisa saying what she said about Sean.
Yes.
That I feel like it ended a little abruptly. I feel like it was still a little bit more that could have been said.
That's what it is.
So, and then even when they started bringing up the what they had going on for the, what's going on with them at the time, the words. And I'm like, because it was a scene, and then whoever was first, I didn't take the notes on this part, but whoever was first, whoever he wrote about first, that came up, and it was like, Angie. I was like, wait a minute. I said, I know it was at the end, but I was like, this is how y'all ending it? So it went to her, and then it flashed back, and it kind of went into something else different, and then it went back into, so that was a kind of a disconnect, I think. That's why I think you feeling that way.
Yeah. because even with the words and stuff like that, it was Angie first, and her said, no longer being tied to the phone, Angie now has more time to spend with her father, leaving Electra free to roam. Her salons are busier than ever. Fortunately, high body count hair is not offered as a service. Yes, it must be something like that, because even last season, I think it just ended there. It was a complete wrap up, versus in this scene, new things were actually ultimately introduced that we didn't get the bottom of. It was now Lisa bring up this rumor about Sean, and we're hearing about another circle jerk. Like, we're hearing all these little like tidbits where I think everything was brought up and wrapped up, and we were left with nothing else more to say. Now I'm like, okay, wait, what is this? What should we be needing more right now? Like, what is this I'm hearing about circle jerks? What's going on? And then to break away and then bring up the words is like, Lisa, John, and Henry have gone the distance this summer, traveling around the world first class, and can't wait until Jack returns from his mission in 6 months. Meanwhile, Lisa and John have plans to build a new home, but no intentions to assign bedrooms. Okay. Meredith, since becoming a bat mitzvah, Meredith has been engaging more with her spirituality. After selling out of her bath bomb, she is now pivoting from beauty to the world of espionage, working on a signature pink MM recording device. She will not be sharing her business plans with Whitney. Mary thanks God for the help and support Robert Jr. has received, and they are taking recovery day by day. She is even more grateful that Jared has stopped DMing her.
That part made me laugh. I said, wait, what?
Yes. While her friendship with Lisa remains fraught, Bronwyn and Todd's relationship has grown stronger. Gwen still has no plans to meet her grandparents, and Bronwyn has no plans to host a couple's vacation unless Todd makes the guest list.
That's another one.
And Whitney has finally sworn off speaking to bloggers and engaging in the rumors and the nastiness. Instead, she's pouring that energy into making Prism a bigger success. She's also vowed to keep Justin out of her drama. Heather finished her book tour for her second book and has begun working on a third. She realized her time is better spent writing nonfiction than nasty messages. Spoiler alert, Mormons are somewhat involved. Of course they are. Of course they are. I think that's everybody. Yeah. No, I was looking for something else. What were you saying?
No, I said I think that was all of them.
Yeah. Where is this? The only other thing that I'm kind of curious, I do understand that sobriety looks different for everybody. But I did see one thing online that I had to involve Robert Jr. actually. Let me bring it up here. Oh, where are we? I don't know exactly what transpired, but he had some not too nice things to say about his mom's castmates. And yeah, she wound up telling him, I guess, to take it down, and he did. But apparently this was said, and I don't exactly know why, but some people caught wind of it. And yeah. By the way, all these Real Housewives of Salt Lake City are not people to look up to besides my lovely mother. Just because they are rich doesn't mean they are good people.
Whoa.
Yeah, I just saw this, y'all, online, and I was like,
somebody telling that Housewives is one word.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just
but
saying.
Yeah, I was thrown off by that. I again,
I wish you, I don't want to put no names on it, but dang, I wish you'd have put a name on it, because I know he didn't mean everybody.
Yeah, or where that came from, or how we got to that point with that.
Right.
I agree. I enjoyed the finale, but I felt like I wanted more. Heather sabotaged the game, and Whitney was doing too much self-producing. We could have had one more episode, 8.5 or 10. Yeah, I would have liked probably more.
Yeah, I agree.
I low-key think she'd be forgetting about him. You know, I would to be a fly on the wall in their household.
Yeah, I think about that a lot.
I hope we're gonna. I'm eager to see. I wonder if they'll be in their new house by the time next season films. I'd be curious to see that.
Oh yeah, we mean with all the precision. What'd you say? Clean lines and 90-degree angles. Said, girl, shut up. Shut up.
I want to know what made him say this. It's foul. Yes, it was very.
Yeah, what triggered that?
But I was like, you know what, y'all? I don't like to keep things from you. If I find something,
when that was like months ago, was that like?
That was like the other day. I screenshot that from the other day. I screenshot that on January 12th. So it was like over that week, and that was on the story. So I want to say that was around this time period. So I was like trying to piece together. Everybody was obviously speculating and stuff. And by no means am I trying to piece it together, because ultimately these people, his mom or this person or that person, those are the people that are on the show. And I don't really think that the privacy should be taken or invaded of the other people that are attached to these people on these shows. And we know that he's suffering from like a real issue. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to say that and bring it up and make it seem like, I'm trying to poke fun or like anything like that by any means, y'all. But I was genuinely like, okay, where is this coming from? What happened or didn't happen behind the scenes or what have you. Looks like y'all haven't, heard anything more about it than I have. So I guess maybe we'll see or we won't or whatever, y'all. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Oh, and I mean, you saw Jen Shaw apparently is getting out of prison even sooner than we thought. Her court her release keeps getting moved up. I want to say to November of next year now is what we're looking at. Yep,
2026.
Y'all let us know. Yeah, y'all will let us know in the comments how you feel about that. I still don't care to see her come back on the show, and ultimately I think it's a slap in the face to the people that were these elderly people that were taken advantage of and stuff like that. Like, no, I think she needs to marinate for as long as she was supposed to marinate in there to really make up for her wrongdoings. The only time I see it a positive when someone gets out of jail early, prison early, is like when they probably shouldn't have been there in the first place or something like that. She's where she needs to be. She shouldn't have did what she did, and I'm not celebrating her coming out any sooner. Like, no, you did the crime, you do your time, but who am I?
Well, and if that's the case and you want to send them out early, then you make sure you send that restitution early too.
Yeah, you
pay your people.
Because that's all I think about is the victims and stuff like that. It's like, okay, cool, you're getting out early, but I would be pissed if I was those victims. Like, no, you sit there, do your time, do what you need to do, and whatever.
But they seniors as well, so it's not like they got a whole lot of time, depending on. Yeah, she was foul for doing that to some seniors. You don't do that. That's just
real for real, y'all. But yeah, we still have 3 more parts to the reunion, y'all.
Everything look like it's gonna be all 3 parts. Look like they're gonna give it to us. I know they're gonna give us some cliffhangers and things, but the fact that they're gonna bring up infidelities, looks like, about Lisa and somebody she might be attached to. I said, oh my gosh, here y'all go. Like, y'all about to dig deep, huh? So yeah, I'm excited about the reunion. I am.
Yes, so am I, y'all. And we already recapped the looks and stuff in our episode from last week. If you guys missed that, make sure you go and get that.
Will you be on time for next week, or are you not sure yet?
Say again.
Will you be on time for next week, or you're not sure yet?
You mean this week?
I mean, yeah, you'll be gone out of town for this week.
I gotta see. I'll talk to y'all offline about that. But I mean, nonetheless, y'all, even if we are not here as we're supposed to be scheduled, I make it my mission to get it to you guys as soon as possible, just like with this one. So you guys have been rocking with us for the last 16 episodes, and we appreciate you. Hope to see you guys for these last couple ones. Let us know in the comment section what you thought about our thoughts, our opinions, our commentary, as well as the episode. Let us know your ratings of this episode, this finale, as well in the comments. And that's all I got.
So we got y'all until next time with that reunion, y'all.
Yes, y'all. We will see you for the reunion. Shout out to everybody who kept it going in the chat. Definitely love and appreciate y'all, and we'll see you the next one.
Bye, guys.